My name is Megan Merrill, and I graduated Oregon State University with a degree in Fisheries, Wildlife, and Conservation Sciences. I got involved originally with doing an internship here, and then I was hired on full-time after that. I'm currently the area lead for reptiles and invertebrates, and I'm currently curating an invertebrate collection. So we have two desert tortoises. We have our female Johnny and our male Mr. Peabody. Johnny was born in about 1991, and she was brought here in 1993 from a family who was her current custodian. They surrendered her to us for us to use her for education purposes. Mr. Peabody was found, I'm not sure what year, but he was born in about 1956. We think he might be a little older than that though. But he was found by a firefighter along the side of the road, and the firefighter brought him here for long-term care. Desert tortoises are endangered. They are facing multiple threats. Some of them that they're facing is going to be habitat degradation, vehicle strikes, human intervention, predation, and diseases such as respiratory issues. So for predation, one of the programs that's in place is going to be the Raven Management Program, and that's going to be done through organizations such as the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Bureau of Land Management, the Department of Defense, National Park Services, Hardshell Labs. So what they're doing is they're 3D printing juvenile tortoises, and they're using it as adverse conditioning, trying to get these ravens to be negatively affected when they go to attack these 3D printings so that they will learn to avoid them in the future. Another program that's going to be in place is population augmentation or translocation. This is something that biologists and different organizations will work together, and after monitoring the different population levels, or if there is a construction permit in place in a certain location, they will look at that population and possibly move them to another one to, again, augment. So they might be adding to another group to make them larger. They might be adding males to help with breeding, or they're moving them because, again, that construction site is being built, and so they need to be out of that area into a safer location. One of the third methods they use is range-wide monitoring. This is really important because desert tortoises spend a good portion, about 95% of their time underground, so it's really hard to determine their population density. So what they'll do is use different survey methods throughout their ranges, such as transmitters, or they'll use transects and count the burrows and the tortoises they might see that come out during breeding season. And they'll count those to be able to estimate a population density for the range, which can estimate an overall population for the species. Like other species, desert tortoises face concerns based on global warming. More specifically, their breeding period, which is about August through October, is going to be affected by higher temperatures. So their sex determination is going to be based on the ambient temperature of the incubation period of their eggs. So if it's below 86.9 degrees, those eggs are going to be mostly male. And if it's above 90.1 degrees, they're going to be mostly female. It's in between those two temps that it's going to be like a perfect ratio of male and female eggs being hatched. So this global warming is going to cause more females to being born, which is going to cause issues for them to be able to breed down the road because it's going to be a higher ratio of females to males. Desert tortoises are endemic to the United States, more specifically Nevada as well. And you can come across them in the wild, although not as much so northern Nevada, more so in the southern portions. If you do come across them, the important thing to remember is don't touch them, don't pick them up. If they are in danger trying to cross a road, you can pick them up and move them to the other side they were trying to go to, but try and be as hands-off as possible. And if you come across them, you can call your local division of Department of Wildlife. For instance, in Nevada, it's NDOW, or if you're in Utah, you can call the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, and they can give you more tips. What Animal Ark does for desert tortoises is currently we are housing 2 of them, so we're giving 2 refuge that wouldn't be able to live out in the wild. And we also raise awareness for this keystone species that is facing a lot of threats and is currently endangered.